I think it's one of my favorites at this point. But what's up, guys? Today I wanted to go over the Kemonomichi 2 Tanukana versus Yuuyuu match because I watched it Friday night and I thought it was super dope. How the match basically went down to the wire, 10-9. Spoiler, Yuuyuu wins. Let's get that out of the way. But I just thought it was really interesting how the match progressed. Because when I was watching the match, my initial prediction was that Yuuyuu was going to win, but it was going to go the distance. I thought it was going to be like 10-8 Yuuyuu. And I thought the longer the match went, basically, the more likely Yuuyuu was going to win. Like, if Tanukana didn't, like, blow her out, like, 10-2, Yuuyuu was going to win. Something like that. Like, that was basically my thought. And I was, like, really interesting to watch it, the whole thing progress and stuff. But I was noticing some stuff when I watched it, like, casually. And I wanted to come back to it because I think Yuuyuu, a lot of interesting things happen in the matchup. And Yuuyuu definitely didn't play it perfectly. But I feel like she came prepared. And I think it was a really interesting way of looking at new school and kind of older player mentality when it comes to approaching matchups and stuff. But let's see how this goes. Can you guys see my cursor? I wanted to try and do something cool. Anyway, I rarely do this stuff, so don't expect like Sejam level professionalism. Let me know if the sound's okay.
Next match out of the 3 cards will be Tanukana against Yuuyuu. So Tanukana speak first. So very simple comment. She's like, I just want to play without any regrets. But wait, I didn't say anything. She didn't make eye contact. She just said, I want to play without any regrets.
I couldn't tell if like Tanukana was like actually under the weather and that was the face mask, or you know, it's just general don't talk to me. Turn it up a little bit. There, I'll turn it up a bit.
And he says, well, just watch. Doesn't say anything, just watch. Let the match speak for itself.
I also thought like, well, if you saw the trailer for this, I really thought it was the way Yuuyuu talked about Tanukana was really dope. Because you normally, you know, it's less so these days, but I feel like the West still has like this idea of Japan as like the honorable samurai warriors, and they don't really talk shit a lot. But then the way Yuuyuu just kind of like tore into Tanukana, I was like, yeah, you know, when I was playing, she would come out to Osaka where I played, and I would just destroy her. And, you know, until this match came, until I heard that she was sponsored, you know, I didn't even remember who she was and stuff. She would never beat me in tournament or even casual matches. And then Tanukana was like, you know, I really want to play her. I really look up to her. I really want to do my best, blah, blah, blah. And then Yuuyuu was like, you know, if I lose this match, I might just retire. You know, that's how bad I would feel. And it was so good. It was like, yes, yes. But it was just really good how like
Commentators say anything about the matches here?
people had like real like feelings coming into this. And then they had this interview and they're like, I'll do my best. It's like, come on, say something right before you beat her ass.
Here, of course. And Kenya, these are the 2, you know, the standard. These are the, whenever you do Tekken in Japan, these are the 2 you get right here.
Kenya and
Talking about how Tanukana's always like
Hamako is always so funny to watch. Because like, Hamako always looks like he just gets out of bed,
So obviously he's just gonna
and then Kenya just
pass it off, leave it up to these 2
kind of looks like he should be on some sort of Asian drama.
So Kenya says, if you are playing Tekken right now, there's no way you're not interested in this match. Nobody knows. Hamako says nobody can tell who can win this match right now. And it's a mirror match.
That's a good way of putting it. Like if you're in Tekken, like this match was gonna be entertaining to watch.
その試合は多くの方が見てると思うんですが、ユーユーといえばその前作鉄拳タッグ2まで最強クラスの女性プレイヤーとして君臨していたプレイヤーなので。
But Yuuyuu, on the other hand, hasn't been appearing in the spotlight recently, but she, the old Tekken players definitely know who she is.
Yeah, I remember Yuuyuu. Yuuyuu and Maxi were like the two big female Link players for me from older days, and then in like early Tekken stuff. Like the year I went to Tekken World Tour Finals in 2015, I think that's the year Maxi also qualified.
So now they are getting ready here at the cabinets. Anu says as soon as both players are ready, we're going to go into it.
鉄拳勢の皆さんも見たかった組み合わせと。
So this is not just the match that Daigo wanted to see. This is
実
the
現する
match
機会がなく
that
て、
everybody
2016
in
年
the
の
Tekken
公
scene wanted to
式
see.
女子予選の決勝
But they did meet before in
はい
2016 apparently. There's a female tournament in Osaka and they met in the finals.
当たってないの試合で当たってるという話も聞いたことがないというレベルなので、まあその時はユーユーがタヌカナを下し勝利しておりますので、タヌカナとしては大舞台でのリベンジ戦になるのかなというところですよね。
Tanukana in the Osaka Championship there, so this is a chance for Tanukana to get her revenge.
選手も少しブランクがあるという噂はありましたが、そちらに関してはいかが
So
なの
now I was asking, what has Yuuyuu been up to? So Yuuyuu's kind of disappeared from the scene. So
Back there, you see BKC. He was at strong style.
no, she's been playing. Don't worry. It's not like she retired. She's been playing the whole
鉄拳って
time.
アーケードシーンの成績が正義みたいな風潮があるんですが、このユーユーはかなり鉄拳7の家庭用、2017年6月に出ましたけれども、その家庭用主戦場としてかなりプレイをしていることから、その人の目に触れない状況下にあったっていうところがあるんですよね。
Also, the game came out on
で、
console as
まあ、たま
well.
にゲームセンターで出没すると、やっぱ強えじゃんみたいな全然ブランクねえだろみたいな
So
なる
when
んで
she
すよ
comes
ね。
back to the arcade, so Yuuyuu's playing at home a little bit too, even though she's been traveling to tournaments like Tanukana has. But when she comes back to the arcades and she plays, the people are like, oh my god, like you haven't missed a beat. You're not rusty at all.
やっぱりその2016年のその大会で当たった後、タヌカナも
Yeah, that's like an idea.
かなり成長したはずなんです
It's kind of like you forget if these players don't come out to tournaments, at least the Western perspective, it's like they don't exist anymore.
2-year period, Tanukana apparently has really leveled up after becoming a sponsor. So they're trying to see how high she's leveled up. Has she caught up to Yuuyuu yet?
いや、ハベコさんちょっと PV でもおっしゃって
Yuuyuu wouldn't lose to Beautiful Dude
So
at Evo.
he's asking,
I don't think that would happen.
what did you predict? And he said, well, if you watched the PD movie before, he gave his announcement.
3連敗ひっくり返すの超きつくない？だって3連敗ひっくり返すの4連勝必要ってことじゃないですか。相当多分読み合いで先を行って
Talking about,
有利に
yeah,
タッチ
talking
し続け
about
ない
in
と
Tekken how hard it is
このゲームの
to
3連
make
敗相当ここ
a
で
comeback. So, for example, if you lose 3 in a row, if there's like a gap, it's really, really hard because that means you have to win 4 to tie it up.
俺が挙げた数字は
So, Kenya seems to say 10 beats was his
自
prediction.
分としてはそのやっぱり昔からユーユーを見てる身とすれば、そのユーユーが大規模な大会に出てた時の強さが強すぎるので強さが
So,
強すぎる
Kenya is talking about the old days when you used to go to tournaments, about how amazing she was. Like, there's something different about Yuuyuu. She's just too
ご
strong.
くまれに昔のゲームでもそのね男性プレイヤーの
I've never seen her play.
普通にその女性だけども女性扱いされてないアマゾネス系のプレイヤーっていたじゃないですか。まさに
It's really interesting to watch this match and see how like it felt like Yuuyuu came prepared, but it felt like a lot of the times it felt like the game didn't want her to win, especially in the middle games.
なんですけど、ユーユーを昔から見てた身としてはやっぱりそういう声が多く上がってるのかなっていう印象があるんですが、その注目したいのはここそうなんですよっていうところで。
See you back there, and then over here is BKC. He was at strong style, like I said. I think this is Maxi back here, but I'm not too sure because you never really get a good shot at her face.
始まりそうですよ。そうですね。さあここから始まる獣道2鉄拳7タヌカナ対ユーユーいってみましょう。お願いします。
A little side thing, Like, this person back here was, like, in the background during the Takedo versus Daigo match. And it, like, while, like, when Daigo started pulling ahead, you know, Daigo beats Takedo 10-6, I believe, or something like that. This person back here is, like crying or something, or, like, having, like, a hot flash or something. Like this person is losing their mind while Daigo is beating the shit out of Takedo. It's like, man, Daigo's so good. I couldn't tell if it was because, like, Daigo's so fucking good or, like, can't believe that Takedo's losing, but this person was there for, like, this match. I don't know if they were there for the Super Turbo match, but always on camera. And I just recognized them right now. Alright. I thought it was interesting that they just played on this stage the whole time. I don't know if that was just a random select or they agreed on it or something, but... So the first game you see Tanukana just goes in from the start, just full throttle. She's trying to, like, not let you get thing, and then right there, throws out the shoulder, perfect punish without missing a beat from Yuuyuu, just standing 3, so strong in this game because you can get the full combo. If you don't understand, like, how Ling has, like, been in previous games, it's like they gave her so many little things in this game to make her better. And you see, like, Yuuyuu, the way Yuu's playing, she kind of puts up this wall, and then Tanukana just kind of wants to get the first hit and then steamroll from there. But the longer the round goes, the better Yuuyuu's chance happens. Tries to go for shooting star, gets stuffed out. Again, it's like Tanukana wants to, like, get the first hits, the first launcher so bad. See, look at that Hail Mary sidestep 3 and then instant block, perfect punish.
普通にやられる分にはね遅いですからね。はい、ここは削り取っていきました。1対1。これね、両者のプレイの特徴としてやはりTanukana手数ですよね。画面左側のシャウエのTanukana手数。それに対してYuuyuuは
like Yuuyuu now has, I mean, Yuuyuu's cornered now, so it's like. It's really interesting, like I said, because in retrospect, like, remembering the match, I feel like Yuuyuu had to come back on the infinite version of the stage a lot more. Like, she'd be down 2 rounds or something, but I gotta watch. That's why I'm watching it again, because I want to see if I'm right on that. Yeah, she just gets, see, like, she gets cornered and then she, like, gets, it feels like she gets mauled. Like, she almost got, like, reverse swept in that round right there. And now when it becomes the infinite stage, I feel like it favors Yuuyuu more. She has more room to look around and she can't get cornered on the wall as much. See these guys, like, be just throwing out Ling while standing 2. Such a good counter hit launcher. Super hard to whiff punish, especially for somebody like Ling that's kind of, like, stubby with the whiff punishing. Rage drive. Just gonna try to set up the rage drive. I gotta look at that again. See, look, she realizes that, like, Yuuyuu just has, like, these little, like, big brain moments. It's like she knows that Tanukana is running at her. If she blocks the running 3, she's in a bad place because, you know, so much frame advantage for Ling to work with that Tanukana can, you know, just needs, like, basically 1, maybe 2 hits to, like, kill her at this point. So she sees Tanukana do the running 3 toward her and then rolls underneath, but she's not close enough to get a punish. And round start.
決意表明ですね。長打連勝ではノーマルヒットでも相手を浮かせられるんですけども、ガードされると反撃を受けてしまうという技になっています。そうですね。ただ、これで追いついているか？いや、これで追いついている。隠れる集団ガードしている。Tanukanaリードを許さない。Yuuyuuを追う形。
It's like Yuuyuu just feels more comfortable just trying to take her time. Like, Tanukana has the life lead and she's still trying to, like, push forward so hard, trying to force the situation.
いやしかしやはり差がないですね。
Like regardless of Yuuyuu being like up in life or down, she's way more comfortable taking a slower pace in the match, and I feel like it pays off for her later on in the set.
先にこうユーユーを抑え込むっていう展開もあったんですけど、手数が多い分やはりカウント取られやすいっていうところもありましたね。
そうですね。ただその持ち味であるといったユーユーの持ち味であるといった透かし確定、これはちょっとタヌカナの攻めが圧力があったので空振りするっていう状況があまりなかった。
やはりその空振りしないように技を打てているタヌカナがうまいってことですよね。はい。ここは拾っている。そしてスクリューしっかりとアドリブを決めていくのはまずタヌカナ。
Gets the wall again. Even Link players can't block Firecracker all the time.
壁からうまく脱出するような動き。
これが
砲の構えです。
出ましたね。シャオユーの最も代表的なダメージの取り方となります。
何にも当たらないんですよ。ここは反撃からニアスを出していく。
強気。
気づきの連携。パークラうまい。
新追形からしっかりとパークラッシュ相手の技を受け止める性能を
Yeah, Yuuyuu is super old.
切り返してきました。
Well, not like age-wise, but she's been around for a very long time.
またしてもチャンスを作っていく。そしてセブン系状態から攻め。新追形、これがでかいダメージになるぞ。
Here we go. This is what I'm talking about. Like Tanukana, when the walls are in play, I feel like Tanukana is way stronger.
長打に長打。返してしっかり飛び逆。
まさにユーユーのお株を奪うかのような透かし確定で。
やはりプレッシャーがかかるとあのようにその攻めに対して迎撃する。
It's like in a 2D sense, I feel like Tanukana has like she has the execution and the muscle memory, like the execution and like the quote-unquote the set play. Like when she gets that first hit, she can like super transition into a knockdown. Oh, there we go, hit. Right there, she hits the sidestep 3, but Ling is in Rain Dance, so it's a different combo, and she doesn't recognize it.
これは読んでいったと言うべきでしょうね。そのやっぱり細かいところまで見つめるというのがユーユーのプレイスタイルですよね。
そうですね。あれ反撃がその意識が高すぎるんですよね。はい。
しかし自分が当初思っていたよりも守りの意識がタヌカナに結構あるのかなっていう。そこはスカ角が速すぎるぞ。こ
れがユーユーの得意技スカシ長だ。ここで炸裂。
And it's like feels like like I said, Yuuyuu doesn't want to is fine like not overextending. That's really good right there. She goes for she went for the forward 1, back turn forward 1, the jumping low swipe. The first time she did it, Tanukana low parried instantly. So the second time she goes for it, she goes for the fake. And you see Tanukana dip down, stand back up because, you know, just a fuzzy block. Right there. But Tanukana doesn't bite. But you see Tanukana dip down, stand back up. That's the kind of like reactions you gotta have. Ooh, stuffs up. Shooting star. So good in this game. Safe, low crush. I think it's just as fast as her hop kick. Super good for closing out rounds. Like 30 damage, I think. And here we go, like Yuuyuu, once the stage opens up, Yuuyuu starts playing a lot more comfortably. Which I know she loses like a bunch of rounds early. Mistrust? Ugh, hop kick. Back to back rage drives getting stuffed out.
タヌカナが第4ラウンドね打ったものをユーユーは飛び越えてたんですが、最終ラウンドは逆にタヌカナが飛び越えていった。これ一つその読み合いがこの後進捗して。I swear she
doesn't even drink the Red Bull. I don't even think the Red Bull is open.
はい。打てる状況でやっぱり。
Let's see if I can get a shot at that. Let me see this Red Bull.
これ一つ。
Alright, it's open. It's actually open. I don't believe she drank it. Tanukana may have her fake Red Bull though, but Yuuyuu has the banana. Potassium over taurine. What the hell is that? Key charge.
序盤の勢いは重要ですよね。最初に星を取りたいと思います。対応型のユーユーはどこから逆転していけるか。ここは大きい方の構えから強力な下段技。
Neckbreaker.
タヌカナレイジ発動ですよ。どうする？中段から来た。これは暴れさせない。連続ヒット。賢い。中段。
That move, that Ling, you'll always see Ling players use this move, but Ling's down forward one is super good in this game. It's like goes under highs, 14 frames. You can choose whether or not you want to go back turn, safe on block either way, and then in previous games it felt super easy to step. You're supposed to be able to step it left, if I remember correctly. In this game, it feels so hard to sidestep that move. So just like, it's such a good round. It's another good round ender right there. Just go under jab. It's such a good spacing tool right there. If you choose to go back turn, like she goes right there, she gets down backs away with punish. In general, I've been playing against Ling for a long time, and obviously this is the strongest version of Ling, but I feel like my philosophy still applies. Don't over chase Ling, because if you over chase and you overcommit, bad things happen. You whiff, and she's always ready to launch you for it. You know, just play it slow, you know, wait for your guaranteed opportunities to do damage, and like just overextending is super bad against Ling. Oh, counter hit. Nice.
取り返していく。
There's so many people who are watching. Nice whip punish again. Drops the combo though. They both went for the same thing and then both backed out. I feel like Yuuyuu's throw defense was super good too. See right there. Tanukana goes for down forward one into down back, and Yuuyuu like fakes that she's gonna chase and then backs back out. Cause it's so scary to chase Ling in that little situation. It lasts like a half second, but she could have like lost half her life for like making a mistake. You need so much patience, I think, to fight Ling. And that's what like makes a lot of people struggle because they don't have patience. Use this just waiting. She's like, let me just spend my time. I just need one good time, but it doesn't come. That's one of like the few. That's like one of a couple of times it feels like the game doesn't hook Yuuyuu up. It happened a lot. She would get a Cali roll kick, like right there. I think this. No, she'll get a back turn, and then the combo would drop. Nice setup. ALP 2-1 and forward 2-1 being natural combo in this game, I think is super cheap. It used to be counter hit combo. At least 4-4-2-1 used to be counter hit combo, but in this game it's just natural. Like so many little things that they changed for Ling that make her so good in this game. Why is she eating during the match? I don't know. Maybe she didn't eat before. Maybe she just feels like it's like a relaxing thing. And then again, like damn, like when the walls are in play, Tanukana I feel like has such a overwhelming advantage because she can just get one combo, get to the wall, trap Yuuyuu, and then get a kill situation. Try to go for a tech trap there. Nice call out. I mean, it could just be something, part of it, like, just makes her relaxed. Maybe she does it at the arcade. I feel like Yuuyuu got a lot of mileage out of that AOP hop kick during the set. Nice whip. Again, the game did not want to hook her up right there. That's like one of the rare times that I feel like Yuuyuu overextended. That situation right there was really weird. Like, she would rarely move after getting hit with Firecracker, and then that time was the time she chose to get up, and then that was the time that Tanukana chose to do sidestep 3 and got punished for it. Just a little bit slow. Spins rage drive. I don't remember if she wins this one. If it goes to 3-1 or if it goes to 2-2. Oh yeah, I remember Orbital. So I remember watching it, and when it got to this point, I was like, "Ooh, Tanukana might like run away with this." Because Yuuyuu was playing a little bit kind of like, I wouldn't say sloppy, but like I was saying, like there was like these situations where like the game wasn't like hooking her up and stuff. But I think I remember this game particularly was kind of convincing. And here, like that's an example of what I was talking about with Tanukana. Like she has the combos on lock. Like she's always ready to convert off stuff. But I felt like her neutral was weaker. So when like I keep saying, when the walls are in play, she's easily able to convert a combo into a wall combo into some sort of setup into death. But when the walls are removed and the stage opens up, Yuuyuu can play the slow game a little bit better. But Yuuyuu's problem was I felt like she was dropping a lot of combos or not going for best damage and stuff. So. And Tanukana felt like she loved swinging at the beginning of the match. She just wants to get control so early. And again, like Yuuyuu got the launch there and didn't convert. It's okay, she gets a second try right here. Nice block on the rage drive. Again, this combo, when she hits the Cali roll back turn, I don't think she ever completed the combo. Because she wasn't ready for it. Nice. They were both using they were when Ling goes like back turn like that manually, there's like a little sidestep right involved. So they were using it to avoid like stuff like running 3 and some AOP stuff, and then you go back turned, and then if you see the whiff, you got mistrust ready to go right there.
いや攻めだけではない守りもしっかり
そうですね。いや本当にですけど攻めの圧力が一切限りがないんですよね。守りも攻めもうまいぞタヌカナ。
ここは起き上がりを攻めようという動き。いや方がやはり技が上がらない。
そうですね。これで体力リードはユーユー。
It's a lot of like really specific anti-Ling stuff going on here that only Ling can do. But I feel like it's not Tekken 7 specific Ling stuff. This is like, Ling could do this stuff to Ling in previous games, but it's just a little bit more amplified there. Nice little walk right there. Sidewalk left to avoid the 4 drum 3. Again, little drop.
さあ時間がなくなってきているんですね。1ドライブこれどうだどうなの決まるか決まる
素晴らしい
ギリギリでしたね、技自体は非常にレイジドライブ強力ですがコンボ火力はそんなにない。
そうですね54とかなんかその辺のダメージでしたね。
そうですね普通の空中コンボよりも減らないなって感じですよね。
3分の1未満ですかね。
さあ上段ファイナルラウンドです。さあよっしゃ
暴いている。そしてため刀剣先にユーユーが先手を取りましたね。どうするか
超速。いやー勝負の暴れだったんですがここはタヌカナの安定の選択肢潰している。
2号対スラッシュから攻めようというところ。
Yuu's so good at not trying to fight. Like she'll just weather the storm. Like just so much defense out of Yuuyuu. Like so content to just wait and block and not get baited into something.
最終ラウンドはやはり守り切ったという感じですかねユーユー。
Like that was a good like 5-10 seconds of just not pressing a button from a Ling player. No buttons, not pressing any buttons. Just like okay, I'm just gonna hold back, wait for my opportunity, and then she got that low parry.
あの子さっきも食べてたからこれ何本目かわかんないんです。
What's up, Soda?
そう2本目だそうです。
2本目。
2を送ってるそうです。
さあこれで3対2となりました。
はい。
非常に大きな1試合をユーユー取ったと言えるでしょう。
そうですね。まあちょっとポイントだったのは下段さばきですよね。
そうですね。はい。
シャオユーってやはり技が当たりにくいんで、まあその再三お互い見せてるローキック、下段をちょこっと。
There we go. Already pinned up against the wall.
はい。ボールの構えなんか
Wall standing too, super good.
双方やっぱ頼りがちなんですよね。そこに対してユーユーの下段さばきのタイミングがまあかなりそのフィットしたのが1個前の試合だったかなというふうに思いますね。ここは実技カウンターだとやばいことになるぞ。
Counter hit AOP 1+2.
やばいと。
あ
すごいすごいすごいすごいすごい。4冠さん
どうだあー拾っている。
She tech.
どうだこれ壁やばいと。
I don't know if there's ever an opportunity where that combo is guaranteed. Yeah, no, she didn't tech roll.
素晴らしい。
総空砲から最速の2号体で拾ってきました。受け身は取れるんです。
Like that's why when Ling hits you with while standing 4, you always tech roll because that happens to you.
2号体を空振りしたシャオユーが有利なんですよね。
そうなんですよね。
なんで結局2体を食らってしまうので、まあユーユー出っ放しを選択したんですけども、それがしっかりダブルアップの形になったと。おお地上ヒット間に合っている。
拡張だからの体力
Great combo
6割
choice.
そして7割に向かわないとこだが背面ヒット。
そしてしっかり剥がしている。
コンボうまコンボうまマジか。
素晴らしい。そして横移動している。どうだできるかな。
Tanukana only has one
体力見えてますね。
one gear. It's just go forward. Keep going forward.
素晴らしいですね今のも。まあ今のは長打がね確定するポイントなんですけども、長打だと倒しきれない。そう踏んだので2択にいったと。はい。さあそしてポイント
Actually thought that combo was gonna drop.
これがあるからやっぱりそのジャブというか上段技打ちにくいですよねお互いに。ここは前走戦隊ガメラ床総からの相打ちになっている。しかし突破したのはユーユー。
これはどうだ殺しきれず中段
No!
痛くなる。さあ
お腹痛いですね。あー残った。
Oh yeah, the toe kick.
わずか
I forgot about that toe
フ
kick.
レームの差ですか。いやこらえたユーユー。
Yeah, these are both Ling mains.
スラッシュ
横に強い。すげえ回ってんだから。
してる勘弁してよっていう声が聞こえてますかどうだ
Power crush?
いい打ち方です。
You don't really see Lings use the power crush too much. It's not like super amazing since it's high, but it's an
中
option.
段これはガードしているがユーユーが以上でナルカナが体力残り体力6割
No, she again the drop.
スラッシュから
If that was Tanukana and she hit the sidestep 3,
ガードされた反撃を
she wouldn't have dropped the combo.
KO されない体力だったので、はい。後方列島からのコンボミスがちょっと、
そうですねあれもちょっとしゃがみ前進してからため統計に行かないといけないんで、
ちょっと難しいんですよね。
さあこれで
4対2。
カナが4勝そして
There were like a lot of feelings on this in this match, so it's like Yuuyuu.
試合目。
I don't know. I think Yuuyuu was the one that challenged.
田中としては本当にこの
And it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, I don't think you're good with this character. I'm gonna show you.
ここはスラッシュ横に強い
Did you miss the banana? There's plenty of banana to come.
壁に行くか。
そうですねあっと効果あったかしかし無人客からの加水晶
いやいい連携ですよね。婦人客は人この有利が大きいので壁やられを取れたらいいなという動きです。
ここは細かく攻める有利キャンセルだが攻撃戦だ
But I feel like as I was saying when I started this, like as the set goes further, I feel like Yuuyuu gets better.
目まぐるしいぞ。
She like starts getting used to Tanukana more and more.
コンボをしっかり決めた
むしろユーユーの攻めに対してタヌカナが透かし確定を決めるという状況が非常に多いんですね。
So like it's 4-2 now, but even then I was like, oh, she's not, Tanukana's not pulling away as much as she needs to win this. So it's like, Yuuyuu still has a chance.
これなんですよね。このラウンドですよね。
下段あお互い空振りしている下段からダサス
あ
タフローネット
今度は決めていく。
これすかしかってギビの
そうですね。
大き攻めレイジーなのはユーユーが
プレッシャーある。
何
うまっ。
Again, like she
このレイジドライブ
she rolls underneath running 3 and calls it out, and this time she's close enough to get the punish.
ここはうまい
And then sets that up into the rage drive situation.
2号台から距離を見て攻撃結果確定するんですけど、でそこをちょっと
And Ling's rage drive is super cheap because it synergizes so well with the rest of her moveset. When she's in back turn, you gotta guess between the rage drive and the mistrust. And mistrust is like 13 frames up close. You can't react to it. And you can't really react to. It's super hard to even try and react to rage drive. So you're literally guessing when Ling is in back turn and you get up back like that. It's not like Jack Debug where you know you can theoretically see it.
さあこの試合はユーユーが先に2ラウンド取って壁なしの無限ステージへと移行しております。
さあしかし体力リーダー第4ラウンドタヌカナ。
Nice whip punish.
これはお株を奪うような素晴らしいスカショーだ。
しかしレイジ状態発動ユーユー勝負決めに行く。
阿部統計
あえての発動決め。さあ2-2ファイナルラウンドです。3本の差をタヌカナつけることができるか。
She's so good at using the roll to get around.
暴れて中段をしっかりとタヌカナもガードしていく。
This is so cheap. Why does she have this?
これ難しいんですよね。
難しいですね。しかもシャブユーはね、シャブユー体格が小さいんで、軸ずれした時のコンボちょっと入りづらいですよね。
That 2-hit move is so good for her combo potential. Oh, I remember this.
シャブユーはね、シャブユー体格が小さい。
She uses that down 3 at the end of the round to like cover so many options right here. She does that, dashes up. She doesn't even dash up. She just does down 3. And then it low profiles her enough that the spring kick goes over her head and she can punish it. If Ling had stayed down 3 would have hit her on the floor. So the only thing Tanukana could have done is just get up and try to block low. I don't even know if she can do that fast enough. She probably can. But then it's like a 50-50. So it's like that down 3 just covers 2 options of potentially, and even it'll beat out the wake up kick too. So it covers like 3 out of 4 options that Tanukana could have done, and the only other option Tanukana would have had was block, and I think we all know what the likelihood of that was. So that was a really good call from Yuuyuu.
置き攻め、これはしっかり分かっていると言わんばかりのけだ。
いやー、ゆうゆうちょっと星を離させませんね。食らいついている。最後に言ったテッサっていう下段も、はい、本当にその相手が寝っぱなしをしていたら当たるし、でタヌカナが今やったようにスプリングキックで起き上がってきたら勝手にスカルっていうセットプレーなんですよね。
スプリングキック。
ゆうゆうはまあ用意していた選択肢だったというところでしょうね。It's
really interesting listening to the Japanese Tekken commentary, even with my super bootleg Japanese, and just picking out what they call certain moves. Because they have nicknames for moves as well.
そうですね、やっぱ攻め型なので、あとこれは長打が確定するが、ここはあえて前線相対からの壁際の攻めつないでいくYuuyuu。
So I think it's like either this game or the next game is when Yuuyuu starts turning on.
いい動きです。細かい動き。ワンツーが多かったので方が増えるか。いやー、ここは鎮痛機をしっかりと背向けで横移動しつつ回避、さらに壁コンボのチャンスにつないでいく。どん投げるの。飛んでるが暴れられない。
さばき、なるほど。
確かに。
Like at this point, Tanukana is still trying to maintain her lead. But Yuuyuu is just kind of like inching ever closer. I don't remember if Tanukana ever pulls 3 games or not. I think she just keeps it at 2 for the majority of the time.
いや、展開が早い、本当に。暴れてくれない。
And you see, like, Yuuyuu starts getting a little bit more aggressive as the thing gets left. She starts getting a little bit more confident and calling out Tanukana's tendencies. You start seeing a lot more Cali roll kicks, a lot more AOP hop kicks and stuff like that. And a lot more of that too, like counter hit while standing too.
無限ステージになってからYuuyuuがラウンドを取ることは結構多い。
そうです。あっと終点カウンター。
これは体力を逆転する形になる。
から鎮痛系。
テスターを使っている。いや、今のヒヤッとしましたね。
うまい。あっと。
セロテープ。
セロハンテープ。
セロハンテープで。通称セロハンテープで。
セロハンテープってなんだよ。
まあなんかそういうっぽい動きですからね、今の技は。セムケチュ L 系。
P とかで売ってるやつですよね。結構タヌカナが序盤でリードしてそのままYuuyuuを押し切る展開増えてきましたね。
そうですね。序盤にリードを取ることによってタヌカナがもう精神的に楽になるんですよね。Yuuyuuが手を出すところに扱って手を出してこなかったらそのまま攻め続けるっていう結構その戦略的な展開が作れてますよね。
So many little things here. You can learn a lot about fighting Ling from watching this set, like how to avoid and get around certain situations. Like that sidewalk left on the AOP 1+2, and going left against 4 drum 3. There's a lot of anti-Ling knowledge going on here, which you'd obviously expect, but you'd be surprised how many people don't know how to fight their own character. That spins the rage drive like that.
どうですか？
いや、残るぞ。正直者。
素直。なんとかこらえました。1-1。しかし、やはりタヌカナがペースを作ってそのままにという展開が多いですから、しかも反撃、意識高い忍者出動。ビタの確定反撃ですよね。
前両パンチを決めてきました。
Standing 2. She's starting to get a lot more Hooked up a lot more of while standing too. So fast. If you don't charge while standing too, if you just let it tap it right away, it's like 13 frames. Super hard to whiff punish.
から置き攻め、ここは起き上がりゲットキック返してきたのは田中な体力差はないぞキャンセル
終点時間が徐々になくなってきている壁に追い詰められ気味ユーユー
Nice whiff punish. That's something that a lot of people don't know. Hold on, let's go back a little bit. If you get Firecracker to whiff during the initial recovery frames, she's considered crouching. So if you you can launch her with a lot of standing launchers, like depending on the hop kick, like her hurt box is still all screwed up, but like Claudio can hop kick launch, Shaheen can hop kick launch. A lot of characters can get some pretty good punishes on a whiff Firecracker, and you see Tanukana, she goes for down 2-1 on reaction when Firecracker whiffs. That's something not a lot of people know. Like right there, she's not considered standing; she's considered crouching. It's like if you like bob down forward 1, it won't launch. It'll hit her standing, but that's just something to keep in mind. Death Fist will probably go over her, because like I said, her hurt box is still all jacked up. So you need something with like a really low kind of hitbox. I mean, Death Fist might work. You could definitely shoulder it. Or Shredder Kicks. Shredder Kicks might work as well.
前に出るのはタヌカナ。
アスカ角の意識はやはり持っているが。
Yeah, Asuka forward 2 would definitely work.
まあポイントになってきそうな感じしますよね。アドリブコンボ。置き攻め重視で中段キャンセルきた本命。ただこれはそれなりのダメージですから。さらに置き攻めが中段だがしっかりと田中が読み切っている。
She bet it all right there. It's not too hard. Like you can't react to. Like I said, you can't react to mistrust. You just gotta guess. But any low Ling would have done in that situation wasn't gonna kill yet. Ooh, the punch, back turn punch parry.
すごいリターンのある技が繰り出されましたね。
セロハンテープは非常にフリーフレームが大きいんですけど、手抜きアニメがあるおかげでかなりだるいとね分散できるんですよね。
さあタヌカナここからどうするか。ユーユーは遠距離戦、中距離戦での。
Here's Yuuyuu. Like Yuuyuu's like, I got the life lead. I don't gotta go in. I got all this space behind me. And now she finally saw a spot to punish. Doesn't kill though. And then back one, stop. No. You'll see Tanukana have the life lead, and she just continues to try to press forward a lot of the time. But Yuuyuu was like, nope, I'm fine.
田中の攻めの圧力がありすぎるので、そういう状況に陥る回数がまず少ない。
そうですね。まあなんというかそのユーらしいなっていうプレーが出たのって多分さっきが初めてぐらいの感じですよね。
間違いないです。
非常に冷たい動きでしたね。
Yuuyuu's just really interesting to watch because it's a Ling player with good patience. There we go, Cali roll again. She starts doing this a lot more. What does she do right there? She like, okay, does that. She like fucking cancels back turns so fast. I don't even know what command she put in, but she does down forward 1, goes into rain dance, and then immediately turns around. If it looked like she turned around, but she still does like back turn down 3. Like right down forward 1, she's back turn, and then like she just jerks off weirdly, like jerks around really weird, and then just does back turn down 3. Yo, what's up, Knock? But I swear for like a frame, it looks like she's turned around.
ディレイが一切かかってなかった。
そうですね、快速ですよ。
さらにスラッシュを攻めをつないでいく。ユーユーは0時になったが、タヌカナの残り体力はほぼ満タン。フォアクラ読んでいる。来た。まずは本命の
Spins a rage drive super early here. I don't know if I like this, but she goes for like a set. Yeah, she does that. She tries so hard right now. All right, that was a fucked up part. So Mistrust has a huge hitbox, and it has like 3 or 4 active frames on it. So when you block it from this far away, when you block it from this far away, a lot of characters' normal punishes don't work. And you see Tanukana go for down 2-3, and it whiffs completely. It's also a little bit safer right here. When you block Mistrust point blank, I think it's like -18. From here, it's like -16. So I don't know if Yuuyuu like intentionally goes for this spacing, knowing that it's gonna fuck up if Tanukana goes for the punish, but she just goes for it. And Tanukana tries to punish it, you know, it whiffs, and Yuuyuu's ready to, you know, whiff punish the messed up whiff punish. She's lucky that second hit connected. Got blocked. Like, it could have just easily been. I remember this situation right here too. When Ling does this string, this last hit, that's -1. I'm pretty sure, I'm almost certain Yuuyuu is expecting Tanukana to try to jab, and that's why she did down forward 1, but Tanukana just goes for her own down forward 1, and Yuuyuu's literally 1 frame slower because of this situation. She's mashing out down forward 1 herself, and it's like, this is a 1 frame difference right here. So this is like one of those little, you bet it all, like you thought, you had a read, that could have been jab, Tanukana could have been doing jab, and Yuuyuu would have been the one to win here, but she just loses out.
マイナ1とかなんですよ、確か。
ってことは最速で大阪打ってから1フレームの差で、そうです。タヌカナが今勝ちましたか。相対配信劇3発目ですよね。なんかそう、マイナ1が5分近い。はい。
But both players committed to their option right away.
タヌカナ取っていきました。ここはけな。前に出るのはユーユーがもうタヌカナの後ろにある壁を生かそうという動き。だがタヌカナをうまくさばいている。2発目。あ、中段。ついにしっかりとしゃがんだ。細かい動き出していく。そうだ。おー、なるほど。
And here we go. Yuuyuu's behind in the count when they go to the stage transition, as was pretty common in this set. She'd always be down in rounds once there was only a few times where I feel like she had the advantage coming into the 3rd round or into the match point round. Does she win this one? I don't think she does. Yeah, she loses this one. Tanukana looks like she's stressing out. You kind of like see it in her posture. You see it in her manner. Like she is nervous. And then Yuuyuu's kind of like talking over here. She's like kind of relaxed. No one's talking to Tanukana. Yuuyuu got banana power backing her up. Probably plays Donkey Kong and Smash Brothers on the Switch. Who won in the end? Yuuyuu won 10-9. For the spoiler right there. Nice whip punish. It's really when they're up close. So here's another little thing about this matchup. When Ling is like a couple of character lengths away from you, they're stepping left, and when they're up close to each other, they're stepping right a lot more often. So just keep that in mind for your own anti-Ling thing. When Ling's further away from you, you kind of want to go left, because that avoids 4-3, like the barrel roll or whatever you want to call it. The flip over move, that avoids 4-4-3, that avoids running 3, a lot of other stuff. And then when you're closer up, you kind of want to go right. So Like right there.
ここはうおすかしくて
And then once they're like in each other's faces, you see a lot more of sidestep right instead.
いや飛び脚打っていく
I want to try go to CEO, but I don't know. I'm definitely going to Combo Breaker, and I don't know if I can afford to go to CEO right after. So that's my problem right now.
当たればでかい一撃を決めてきましたユーユー
次の大き蹴りが非常に強力なので何回か打ってればいつか当たりますからね。
そうですねしかも当たらなくてもいいですからねおっと壁際配置相対刺激
意識が高い系のうまいつなぎをやろうとしましたが
ここは砲を見てから長打で暴れましたカヌカナ大きい攻めここは熱波を読んだか
入れ替わってる
確かにここはガードしているジョーからうわっすかしくて投げているが抜けている
ウリュウバンだ
ベベベンからのベベベン
ベベベ。
ウリュウバンダからの流星脚6発ぐらい技を持ってます
そうですねあの一瞬でね
わー先ほどからこの攻め系両番が多かったのでここユーユーついに、切り替えてきましたね鳳凰で回避しているそして大喜利での大攻め強力キャンセルから投げここは抜けているぞ
いや展開だが
水晶ずれているがこれはしっかり決めていきました
そうですね前 RP だとちょっともしかしたら
I want to go to Combo Breaker because I haven't been to Combo Breaker every year, and in previous years I used to like go to final round over Combo Breaker. And I haven't been to final round in a couple of years, so I'm not going to final round this year either. So I want to go to Combo Breaker for the first time because everyone says it's like the best tournament now.
そして小飛脚へつないでくるといやー勝負の一撃強打でこれはいけそうだ
決まりますねさあ2対2これ取れ田中が取れば
そうですね
差は3になる
差が3になります
Nice block, and then messed up the punish.
ここしっかりと田中がつないでいく
結果得をしたのは田中な
しゃがんでここは出し切りパワークラさあ前にいる
やはり
Good low parry.
勘がいいですユーユー
ここは置き攻め重視のルート金水系から情報下がっている
ローキック先ほどさばかれたのによく打つね田中な
See, Yuuyuu just has all this space to work with, so she's content to take her time.
がないですからねガメラ
She doesn't want to rush the situation. It always feels like Tanukana is trying to rush to get something happening.
さあどうでしょうかサイドグリードユーユーだが時間がないぞ
どうなるうわー来た削ろうとしたところにユーのジャンスで浮かせが刺さってさらに置き攻めさばきうわー流星力ただこれはどうだこの体力
Jumped, got hit, but there's too much time here. There's nothing Tanukana can do enough damage here.
寝たきり老人ですね
寝たきり老人ですねはい
And Yuuyuu recognizes that, you know, stays down. It's not like the big brain decision, but you know, there's definitely players that wouldn't have been looking at the timer and would have stood up into something dumb.
あ本当ですかマジですか
I feel like even if she got launched again, Tanukana didn't have enough time to do a full combo though.
さあこれでやっぱりその
And that's kind of like the cool thing of 3D games instead of 2D games. Like, I think in all 3D games, I think Virtual Fighter has this. I don't know about DOA, but like,
そうですね
you never have to get up if you don't want to.
不可角気味のフォーレットついにガードしたって感じだったんで
All the 2D games eventually they force you to stand back up, but 3D games you be like, this floor feels really nice. It's good for my back. I'm gonna stay down all day. You know, like my doctor told me I got some back problems. This floor feels nice and comfy.
しかしカウンターじゃないぞ
出し切っていくちょっと反応が遅れるかローキックを打ち合っている
さあユーユーがくるくるしているが
やっぱ壁から逃げるのは重要ですね
ワンツー
ガメラからスラッシュ
Imagine how different Street Fighter would be if you could stay on the floor indefinitely, but they could hit you while on the floor.
どうださばきのスカ角に
This whiffs. I remember it just completely whiffed.
あの軸は入らないのか
And then she gets fucked like this.
ガメラ強い
ガメラ強い
いやーそうですね軸ずれてたんで
そうですいやでもあれ
Hop and throw, breaks the hop and
入ら
throw.
ないって予想したプレイヤーほとんどいないんじゃないですか
ちょっと遠かったかなっていう
まあ入るでしょぐらいだったんですけどいやすごい難しかった
I think it's really impressive here how Yuuyuu spends so much of the set behind, but never gets behind more than 2 games.
しかし壁攻めですよ、田中な。
青勝彦だが横転で壁から脱出するのはユーユー。そしてこれちょっと遠かった。全壁か青勝彦、そして
Nice response. Shoulder to shoulder. Yeah, I watched it live. That's why I have, you know, I was watching it casually and I had like these thoughts about the match, and that's part of why I wanted to rewatch it again, to see if I was right about the thoughts I had.
守り、お互い守ってる。
Orbital.
今月減りすぎなんだが、
今どっちもレイジャー2って手があったじゃないですか。
そうですね。
はいですよね。攻撃戦を打っていきました。田中が取り返した。
カウンター。
相対カウンターからでもコンボに行けます。何でもカウンターであれば。
I think it's so good at punishing you for rushing in so much, which is why I say like don't overextend. Just kind of take your time. Like the way Yuuyuu's playing this matchup, I feel like is the correct way. You just gotta sort of like spend a lot of your time waiting.
後ろになってしまったか。
出し切りには反撃から。
出た。こいつレイジドライブ匂わせやがった。
これ誰でもやりますわ。
誰でもやります。っていうか、やってなかったんですよね、レイジドライブ匂わせ中断を今までってレイジドライブを打つところに対して暴れるっていう意味合いだったと思うんですよ。だから今ユーユーがいいところで入ったので田中が固まってしまったんですよね。そうなんですよね、暴れる隙間がなかったんですよね、意識的に。そこに中断を出していったと。
So many Koreans coming to final round this year. They have to. If anybody wants to get to finals this year, it's gonna be like Street Fighter 5. You're gonna see a lot more Asian players at European and US events now. How many bananas does she have in that bag, dude? It used to just be, you know, the Echo Fox boys, JDCR and Saint, and then sometimes like a couple of others would show up. But this year, I feel like you're gonna see hella Asian players in Western events.
タヌカナはここからペースをちょっと変えたい。そうですね。はい。ここで1本取ればまた1本リードで先ほどと同じ状況になりますから。
カウンター刀剣から発面で。
You'll probably see Tanukana at a couple of Western events now too. Red Bull probably wants to try and at least try and give her a chance to get a spot at Tekken World Tour Finals. To be honest though, it feels like whenever Red Bull sponsors a player, I feel like their performance starts going down the tube. I don't think that's Red Bull's fault, but it just seems to be a weird coincidence. Oh yeah, this is where Yuuyuu tied it up.
側面壁やられから小飛脚ダウンに当たる前面が出し切りにいけなかった。いやいろいろあったが競り勝ったのは誰かな。
そうだ顔が水晶切り返せなかったですよね。ユーユーがちょっとびっくりしてしまったか。
でもノータイムでディレイかけずに打ち切るとちょっと反撃が
そうなんですよね。
大体ディレイかけて打ってきますからね。投げはしゃがんでいる。
なんかそうシャオユーを知ってる相手だからこそって感じはありますかね。ノーディレイは。
ここはずらして置き攻め2号隊から
いい選択肢ですね。リボーしかしいやどうだこれ
残りそうじゃないですか。
いや壁いけるか。あや側面やっぱり残る。
Oh wait, camera.
しかし取ったのはタヌカナですね。
さあこれで先にタヌカナがリーチをかけました。
これなんですよね。タヌカナが試合を取りたい展開はこれリーチ自分がリーチで無限ステージに行きたい。
ここは出し切っていく。2号隊から下段ノータイム出ていく。体力差はついている。
中間距離ノーキック。
やっぱ無限で先にリードされると難しいですよね。
そういう
展開になります。
そうです。
I feel like Tanukana definitely has some moments where she makes the correct read and has like good defense, but I feel like it's not normal for her. Taking that fake sip out of that Red Bull can. Yuuyuu matches with the banana.
ユーユーがなんとかタヌカナに離されないように頑張る。この後半戦は
It's actually really interesting watching again because in my head I thought Yuuyuu took the lead way sooner, but I feel like she only takes the lead at the very end. Now, like I'm trying to remember at what point, like what game.
ユーユーは4試合です。
開幕すごい。
Nice delayed hop kick.
一振り当て身読みおそらい。
これシャオユ同キャラ本当にやり慣れてるんだなって。
Delayed hop kick call out the punch
そ
parry.
こでちょっとでも反撃が遅れると一フレ当て身で、
はい
とんでもないことになってしまうので。
そうなんですよ。一応確定反撃あるんですよね。マイナス11振りなので。
ただむずいんですよね。
そうなんですよ。展開も早いですしね。
壁コンボにつないでいくのはタヌカナ。ダブルアップの動き出し切っていくが、ここは情報から出し切り、ここはしっかり反撃。
なるほどですよね。インジャススローであれば当て身は取られない。
細かい動きをキックから情報。これあと追い。ああ、さばいた。
待ってどこまで減るこれ。
Here's like if she did super right there, it wouldn't have killed. She still has to do this combo, get the wall splat, and then super has potential to kill. So this is really good awareness by Yuuyuu at what she still needs to do. I mean, it was possible that the wall, she wouldn't have reached the wall yet, but she gets the wall here, and then super.
ここで使う。届くか。届いた。これは決まるでしょう。
素晴らしいコンボあったんだ今の。
いや本当にだってスクリューさせてから壁運んでレイジャーツだったんですけど、
はい
もし自分がシャオユー使ったらスクリューの後にレイジャーツ打っちゃいます。
そうですね。だと多分足りてないですからね。
そうなんですよ
今のは。
壁がしっかり見えている。
ここはバックステその奥方をしっかりと避けて滑水晶発生切り。いやーうまいぞ。
And then Tanukana just like bulldog.
捉えるような。
いやタヌカナいいですね。これ結構タヌカナの勝ちパターンなので、
はい
もうラウンドを取るのであればもう自分の勝ちパターンでもう取っていきたいですよね。
そうですね
勢いを殺さないままに取っていきたい。
あーっとこれ誘いましたかね。
そうですね。なんかあそこで誘った長打が教科書通り過ぎてユーユーもスカシカクテ入れやすかったですね、
はい
今のは。
キャンセル。まあ入れる。お互いね見応えにはジャブで返している。ワンツーは潜って壁際の攻め飛んでいる。
That was weird when she jumped over enough like the jab.
水系はちょっと横にずれていた。顔を下水晶ガードして細かい接近戦愛知。
いやしかしレイジだぞユーユー。
ああどうなの？お攻撃客から飛んでいる。
She didn't want to get.
しかしレイジだぞユーユー。
She didn't want to
あ
get.
ーどうなの？お攻撃客。
She didn't want to. She was. Tanukana was so worried about the back turn rage drive mistrust mix up. She just says hop kick, because at worst in this situation she's gonna get floated. She's either gonna go over rage drive or get floated by mistrust, and Yuuyuu goes for mistrust. Oh no, she doesn't even go for mistrust. She goes for something else.
どうだ？
But that hop kick was actually pretty smart.
タガガードしている。
確かに当たればという選択肢であるが、さあ2対1またもタヌカナが迎えたい。自分リードで迎える無限ステージ。
おわー好転超究極。
さあ体力半分以上奪っているユーユー。
It's a weird choice to do back three.
そして大蹴りからのダブルアップのフォレット。
横転を許しません。
ここは
Nice punish. Oh, fucked
前
up.
々やる気が出ず。よーしかしかになっている。
あのミスが命取りになっているかユーユー。
ダブルアップは大蹴りガードして
軸も見えてる。
いく。
いやしかしどうだ。おおスプリングキック。
お互いの
距離を取る。
ナイス
読ん
パー
でいる。マジか。
ナイスガードだ。
よく読んだわ。
ナイスガード。
I just like these expressions on Yuuyuu's face too, especially when you see her in the player cam.
ここは高原での
She's just like, why would you do that?
ワンツースリー出し切っていきました。はい。ローキックを返して
ファイナルラウンドですよ。タヌカナリード。
ガメラからの動き中手
スカかけ
キャンセル。
うわ目まぐるしい。どうすんのどうすんの。
イエームガードができません。キャンセル。
ノーマルヒット。お互い攻めけ。
手段から
フェイント。
フェイント
うわーうまい。
しかし本命を通していく。
どうだ。
おきつめには
空中
動いてる。
拾えず。
Oh, she gets hit floating though,
え
空
so
中
this doesn't do as much damage as
残り
possible.
ますね。全然残ります。さあレイジ
And then down one.
どこ行ってんの。さあどうだ。うわー
This situation is really interesting because this situation comes up again later, where she uses AOP to go over the spring kick,
残りますね。
and then later she's ready.
さあレイジどうなんだ。上番だ。
In the later situation, she's ready to punish the spring kick while she's in AOP. So just remember this situation for later.
さあどうだ。うわローキック発生が早い。シャオユー対決らしいすごい目まぐるしい
す
展
ごいっす
開
ね。どこ行ってんのってよくなっちゃうんですよ。
ですけど、もう見事に
I really don't believe there's anything in that Red Bull can.
生ローを出していきましたね。
まあ正直もんですよ。
はい、あれだったらばもうタヌカナの多くの行動に勝てるでしょう。
はい。
Damn, there's some
Yeah,
mouth action
welcome
going
to
on behind that face mask.
やりますね。
ごいな。
プレーがいいですわ。
そうですね。
すごく。
いやなんか良くなってきてるって感じ。
そうですね。どっちも
はい
なんかそのお互いの持ち味がどんどん良くなってきてる。開幕1捉えていくのは
Trade still converts.
移動体、ここはスラッシュで前に出るユーユー。体力差取り返したいところ。
ローキック。
ローキックの打ち合いになっていく。
結構細かくなってきたか？
でもローキックは安心して打てますよ。
そうですよね。
ここは
Yeah, like the Yuuyuu side is like super. He was like super relaxed about this. Like even when Yuuyuu messes up, she's kind of like, oh no, you know, it's like it's okay. And there's like nobody on like Tanukana's side talking to her, like helping her feel relaxed.
調整しつつ打てるんですよね。リーチを伸ばし
It's really interesting how you have like a lot of the old Tekken players are on Yuuyu's side.
振り抜き LK。ローフコーレットはしっかりガードしているかな。
壁、やはりちょっと難しい位置でしたね。うまい。ちついて
Nice
壁
conversion.
やられからのポンポはしっかりしている。
叩きつけて。
おすすめ。タヌカの体力リード、ラウンドもリードしている。
スラッシュからはコンボが入る。残りそうだが。いやスラッシュをもう一度重ねて。
暴れも許さないし、ガードしても有利
And here we go, familiar spot. Yuuyuu down on rounds. Infinite stage opens up.
お互いちょっと展開が終点のところに貢献を重ねていた。そして
この方で避けてとか。
That setup is so cheap. That fucking orbital spike into like why don't more people go for that?
終点のところに貢献を重ねていた。
I feel like I don't see this ender as often.
この方で避けてとか。
That looks so cheap.
のリターンを取るうまさは悠々に向かいますかね。
そうですね。
はい。やはり最後の削りはガメラ優秀。
What's going on, Jonah?
大きく息を吸って吐いた悠々。これですよね。やっぱ砲力が悠々の方が勝ってるように見えますね。
そうですね。じゃあ
Let's look at this.
悠々の方が勝ってるように。
Running 3. Tries to do wake up 4, goes over AOP, and then mistrust. Right there.
情報はもう一度コミ学。情報はかなり砲に当たりやすい技なんですけど、結構砲を伏せで、対応できるポイントがあるみたいですね。
そうなんですよね。
ここはスカッシュ勝って持ち味を発揮。
思わずのけぞるタヌカナ。さあ2対2。マジここ
開幕からもうお互いに爆弾の投げ合いなんだよね。
Alright, that was a mistake from Tanukana right there. Like if she had hit that, if you hit this string back turn, if you hit those 2 jabs back turn, the mistrust is free, but she didn't confirm it. She just autopiloted it. I keep saying it, but it's super impressive how much better Yuuyuu plays when Tanukana doesn't have a wall to like pin her against.
横移動を捉えている。よくした。いやミスになっている。さあレイジさんとタヌカナ。
これ生かすわね。
逆転の目はある。
どうだろう。なるほど。
背面残っている。どうだ。ユーチ。
And uh-oh. 14 games in, Yuuyuu finally takes the lead. It took 14 games, but Yuuyuu held on, and now she has the lead.
勝ったと思ったって言ってる。
いやね、今のもスラッシュが渡して伏せたじゃないですか。あれレイジャー強みですよ。
なるほど。
レイジャー強くられるんですよね。
なるほど。そういう読み合いがあったんです。
What did I say in the beginning? If this goes on long, Yuuyuu wins.
とかチンツイケとか。そうですね。それに対してのレイジャーが来るだろう。バナナ食ってる3本目。
よく食うなおい。
なんですけど、そこに対して伏せを合わせて、そこに対して今度タヌカナ側としてはそれを読んで。How
much of a difference do you think there would have been if the entire set was played on like Arctic Snowfall? I honestly think the score would have been similar. I don't think Tanukana would have had as much of an early lead though. It would have gone back and forth as much, I think. Maybe Yuuyuu would have gotten the lead like it would have been like 6-5 or something when she would have got the lead. Because I feel like overall Yuuyuu's play is still kind of sloppy. The decisions are good, the execution is bad. And I feel like Tanukana is the opposite. The execution is good, but some of the decisions are super suspect.
壁際に追い詰めてる時間、タヌカナ長いですね。
これ、タヌカナの勝ちパターン、これですよ。壁にずっと張り付かせたい。攻めの圧力、止めたくない。
どうする？リゴタイ。カメラは両方出していく。
Is shoulder launchable by Ling? Good question.
全撃相打ち。
I think it's minus 16. But let's double check that right now using the internet.
これはタヌカナマジで落としたくない。うまい。
Yeah, it's minus 15, minus 16. So you have to be. I think hop kick would whiff. So you have to do a perfect down forward 2-1.
ここは拾って置き攻めゼロワンテープからの攻撃。
Oh, she went hella hard for that setup. Let's watch this again. Goes for this, doesn't finish the combo because she's like, she wanted this. She wanted that super hard. And Tanukana didn't bite.
そうですね。かける2だったのはやばかったですね。あれ起き上がり中段キック潜ることがあるじゃないですか。それ狙いですよね今の。
Where do you see Saint?
これで8対8。
それ狙いですよね今。2だったの。
あれにはもうインジャストロが安定。
Where do you see Saint?
そうですね。かける2だったのはやばかったですね。確かに。あれ起き上がり。
Go back a bit.
ここは拾って置き攻めゼロワンテープ。
Saint was definitely not here.
いや、だが追いつくにはいかないので置き攻めにし。そうです。通称くるくるドーン。あれにはもうインジャストロが安定。そうですね。かける2だったのはやばかったですね。確かに。あれ起き上がり中段キック潜ることがあるじゃないですか。確かに。そうある。それ狙いですよね今の。確かに。これで8対8。タヌカナもリードを許しません。8対8になるか。いやー、全く分かんないですね。
I do not see Saint anywhere.
16試合やっても
Yeah, BKC's there.
先にリーチを迎えるのはどちらになるか。
そうですね。この試合でかいですよ。はい。出し切りは
遅れてる。
Dude, I'm gonna have a banana on commentary.
流星脚、ユーユーが先手を取っている。まずはユーユーが取りそう。そう、飛び脚で追撃。
0-1。でも無限ステージでどうこうするんじゃなくて、ユーユーは壁ありステージでタヌカナにラウンドを取らせないことが重要ですよ。
ここまでね、そうですね。タヌカナの壁攻めでかなりラウンド。
Oh, that was Tekken.
タヌカナは本当に壁攻めを継続したい。その持ち前の攻めで。
Takedo was like there watching on Tanukana's side.
坂上振り向き。ペペペンはお互い空振りしている。一生技打ってる。しかし捉えたのはタヌカナ。
クホーレッターリーチが長いので、ああいう時のスカ確認いいですね。うまい。
ああ、確定したか。
確定してますね。
剥がしてしっかりコンボ。さ
あ、1-1。お互い意地がある。
Yeah, Takedo was there watching. Is like, man, when I played Tekken, this character was bad. It's like he had that look on his face.
ちょっとせこい動きがかなり多くなってきた感じはしますが、ダメージを取っているのはタヌカナ。
大木蹴りの置き攻め。置き攻めが一生来る。セロハンテープは相打ちになって、さらに壁の攻めが続いている。
いや、位置取りがうまい。ああ、うまい。
追撃。
位置の取り方がいいタヌカナ。
いや、壁の生かし方ですよね。はい。逃がしていません。
自分と相手の。おお、マジかタヌカナ。強気。
右横対策。
So look, this is an example of what I'm talking about. When Tanukana gets like these stray hits, she's able to convert them more easily. Oh yeah, that's what Ling can do against shoulder. She can just standing forward. I forget standing forward is a thing because it's so cheap. Tanukana Reiji.
今のスラッシュ読み切りましたね。
さあ2対2盛り上げてくれる。
This is gonna drop.
そうですよね。軸むずいっすよね。
It's another example. I said in the beginning, it felt like the game didn't want you to win a lot of the times. A lot of those back turn combos would drop for Yuuyuu and not Tanukana. Alright, Tanukana takes the lead back. At this point, when it was like 9-8 Yuuyuu, I was like, ooh, this might be bad. Because the only time Yuuyuu won 2 games in a row was to get the lead back. So I was like, can she win 2 games in a row again?
この壁の使い方ですかね。
はい、いやそこが本当にもう予想以上に勝敗ラウンド取得に響いてますよね。
壁の角度をこう変えながらちゃんと。
This is where like I started. For a moment, I doubted my prediction.
リーチを迎えたこの試合、まずはTanukanaがリードを取る。
これでここからですよ、ここから。
Like I'm hella doubting my prediction right now. When I watched this on Friday night.
ここ、うわー、
砲力、
本当に砲力が高い。
このラウンド2度目の方。
I already got the score wrong. I said 10-8 Yuuyuu. So I'm already wrong on my point spread. What was that?
やっちゃったと言っている。
I think she wanted to do shoulder or something and she got a misinput. Or like 1 down to, I don't know, I actually don't know what Ling's rage art command is. Here you go, Tanukana being Tanukana when the walls are in play, just mauling.
ここはキャンセルしているが、Yuuyuuはレイジ状態。Tanukanaの体力は残り体力。ワンタンですよ。いや、まずは大喜利。いや、
これで3割ゲット。いや、ほんとよくガードした、マジで。どうですかTanukanaリードを守りたい。無理はしないという姿勢だな。砲力
うまい、ここはタイミングずらして。しゃがんだらダメな技が多すぎる。
この体力を逆転していくYuuyuu。
And this was a super rare situation. Tanukana, Yuuyuu having the advantage once the infinite stage comes into play. Yuuyuu is still smiling when Tanukana looks like crabs in a bucket. I have never heard that expression before, but I think I'm gonna use it. I have no idea what crabs in a bucket means, but it sounds kind of dope.
ダブルアップ、しかし熱波のYuuyuu素晴らしい。い
や、読んでいましたね、ダブルアップも。
ここはガードして、このYuuyuuまたね、いいところでレイジだが、
中段。
Nice low parry!
どうだどうなの？いや、
これは。
いや、際どい。
際どいですね。
Doesn't kill, I think. Ooh, it does kill! Is he dead though?
多分ビタですね。
ビタですよね。
ビタだと思います。
今のマジで分かんなかった。
Crabs in a bucket, they know they are fucked. I guess it makes sense.
非常に計算がしづらいんですが、Yuuyuuよくレイジアーツいった。これで
Just like lobsters will pull others back into the pot while they're being boiled. Is that true? Don't lie to me though.
Tanukana 対Yuuyuu最終戦。
Alright, final game. With the fucking banana in her mouth behind Yuuyuu.
あっとここはアドリブコンボでYuuyuuが壁とTanukanaを追い詰めていく。
さあ、お決めですよ。下段からの速い展開作っていく。
キャンセル。
うわ、目まぐるしすぎるYuuyuuを作る展開。
Tanukanaもなんか冷静にちゃんとバウンスしてね。そして捉えるべきところを捉えていく。うまいぞ。火力の高い壁コンボからいろいろあったが、競り勝ったのはYuuyuu。ペペペンからの置き攻めキャンセルがセロハンテープのジャンプステータスが入ってきた。
あー、遠いし、うまい。うまいぞ。
うまい。
空振ってる。
あー、ナイスローキック。
ローキックが届いている。さあ、してろ。
開幕お返し。
マジかよ、最終戦開幕浮かせ技かよ。
9年から空中ヒット。これは捉えられなそう。
フォローになっている。体力リードYuuyuuだがぶち込んでいくTanukana。
So this point I'm like, I know this was common throughout the set, but trying to come back 3 rounds straight is a little much for last game. She tries to go for this. This is a tech trap setup. where you tech roll. Like if she had immediately tech rolled, that jumping thing hits on both sides. So it can hit cross up, and then if it hits, you get a free mistrust. And if you block it, you still get like a setup afterward. So Tanukana slow rolls and gets out of it. So now it's like, Yuu's got to come back 3 rounds straight to win the set. Yeah, I play Bob a little bit. Yeah, I stole all my Bob tech from Sanchez. Right there! Okay. I said this like 20 minutes ago. Remember the AOP going under spring kick. Because it comes up again. Crab walk. Crab walk. Right after this combo. Boom! She can jab at AOP. In this situation... Oh, that was the other thing I said. When Ling hits Rain Dance 2-1-4, when Ling hits Rain Dance 2-1 in the back, the mistrust at the end is guaranteed. That's what Tanukana tried to do against Yuuyuu earlier, but Yuuyuu managed to turn around before the jabs hit. So, and then Tanukana didn't recognize it. So there's a couple of things going on here that are working out. So when in this situation, when Ling's back turned in AOP, she's considered to be in Rain Dance. So she's actually that's Rain Dance 2-1-4 coming out because she's in back turned AOP. So she can also just do straight up mistrust from back turn AOP. I remember I was so nervous right now. Oh my god, she finally gets hooked up. She does the rage art on the slightly off axe combo. It didn't work for Tanukana. She's finally getting all the bad karma that she's been getting throughout this whole set. The game's like, okay, baby girl, we'll hook you up now. These last 3 rounds, you need to get hooked up. We're gonna hook you up. This comes back so close. Tanukana actually plays pretty well this last round, but you can tell she's playing to not lose at this point. And Yuuyuu's like, she's so calm. Tanukana's trying to force it. Oh, right there! Where they don't do anything for like a full second. They're trying so hard to open each other up and find a situation. And it's like, they just run up. And right there, it's like their brains turn off for half a second. They're like, they gotta reboot really quick. And then counter hit, sidestep 4.
Kemonomichi Tekken 7 部門勝者
Just like, fuck.
Ah, このカードでよかった。
これめっちゃ
This set was super dope. She dashed in after getting hit with the first low because sidestep 4 is like -3 on hit or something like that.
Oh my god.
Let me double check.
伝説まであるんですよこの試合は。
Hamiko says as soon as he goes home, he's gonna rewatch the whole thing again.
It's -2. So it's like, you get hit with sidestep 4, it's like you can, it's not like a plus frame low.
Got one quick interview. My god.
This interview is kind of whack, this post-game interview.
Yuuyuu still smiling, looking like she's not nervous at all. She's having fun the whole time.
I think the Super Turbo post-game interview was kind of cool too.
はい聞いていただきましょう。
お願いします。
はい、こちらですね、激戦を戦っていただいた両選手に来ていただいております。
They just have like one sentence.
お願いいたします。
めっちゃ楽しかった。まあめっちゃ悔しいんですけ
It was
ど。
incredibly fun,
そうですね。
but
す
very,
ごいいい試合がで
yeah,
きたの
she's
で
very,
楽
very
しかった
sad
のが
she couldn't win, but she said
悔いはない。
the fact that they were able to put on such a good match and she had such a great time, she's got no regrets.
ありがとうございます。
Very humble, very
では、
positive.
ゆうゆう選手、一言お願いします。
一言嬉しいです。
So all she wants to say is she's happy. That's it. Nothing. She's I'm happy.
ありがとうございました。改めて両選手に大きな拍手をお送りください。
Yeah, I think Yuuyuu was definitely surprised that Tanukana made it that close. But like I said, in my prediction, it was going to go the distance if Tanukana didn't have a big enough lead to work with. And Yuuyuu played very well, like I said, keeping it. She kept it within 2 games at worst.
興奮しすぎて、この次やるのがちょっと不安になりました私。いい試合してきましたからね。
Anu is saying that match was so crazy, and he's got to do commentary with Street Fighter 5 next. He said it's going to be difficult. Like, he's
てかこんな
regretting
こ
it.
と
He's
起き
going
る
to
ん
have
で
to
す
follow that
ね。すごい
matchup.
っすよね。いやでも本当に鉄拳の観戦の面白さめっちゃ出てたと思います。
出てましたよ
Kenny
ね。
is saying
緊張感
that the thing about that match was able to show
いやで
all the
も
good
その
aspects of
ゆうゆう
Tekken.
のその
The pressure,
対
the
応力
comebacks,
とか
the
攻防のうま
nervousness,
さって
the
のもあったんです
defense,
け
the
ど、
offense.
They're right on that one. It was a really good set for Tekken in general, even though it uses such a unique character.
そうですね。
アップしましたわ。
確かに。
But
これなら
like I said, if this set is a really good
How
example,
much he's improved and how strong of a player she's become.
this set is a really good example. If you have trouble with Ling, watch this set and pay attention to what they do to each other to like counter or punish certain situations or avoid certain situations. I think it's really informative.
Says you definitely
みたい
can
なプレー
expect a
が
lot of
多分精
things
度
from
が上がってきたじゃないですか。
Tanukana.
髪の使い方とかめちゃくちゃ上手くなってて、
そうなんですよ。
そう一回捉えたら絶対逃さないっていうプレーがすっごい良くなって
Yeah,
て。
he's saying she definitely improved.
Super Effects put it best. I feel like if you're looking at it from like a pro wrestling standpoint, it's like
やっぱり体を使って
the veteran kind of putting over the newcomer.
それとは裏腹に
Even though the veteran wins, I feel like it did a really good job at making Tanukana look strong as well.
Like eat bananas on stage, but in the game she's all business, very serious, very cold, nothing flashy.
I feel like
Just
both Yuuyuu and Tanukana got so much
I don't even know.
burn from this set.
今ちょっと少なくなっちゃったので、
はい
ですけど今日この獣道
So
2
Genya
で
is saying
もう
that
ゆうゆうの強さ皆さん
Yuuyuu
知れたんじゃない
probably
で
is
しょうか。
not going to be going to a lot of big
いいものが見れま
events,
したね。
but the fact she was able to come to Kemonomichi on the stage and show off her
でも
ability,
僕
you
二人
know
は
all
な
you
いで
do
すよ。
Tekken players,
だから
other than
急系のフルラ
Tanukana,
ウ
you
ンド
know
で
how
しょ。
powerful Yuuyuu is as
最
well.
後体力も知識で
I mean, they just said it, like she doesn't really have plans to travel because, being a mom,
はいはいそうですよね。
not really having the means to do it like that. I mean, that's the case for so many Asian players. There's a lot of strong Asian players that just do not have the means to travel as much as they would probably like. So.
In the rage, so they stayed right out of there. Anyway, it looks like
そ
we're
う
gonna
です
wrap
ね
up. Next up
で
is
こ
Street
の
Fighter 5
後ですね、
guys.
ストリートファイター5が予定されておりますが、
Take a
ちょっ
little
と会
break
場の方もですね、
and
か
then
なりの
Daigo
お客
against
様、
Tokido.
詰め込んで、
Alright.
いただいていると
I don't need to see Tokido